Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I have a 12 by 12 layout here for you today. So I've noticed there's less and less and less 12 by 12 layouts that are being posted on YouTube, but I still do 12 by 12 layouts. So I'm going to make sure that I share all of those just so I have a bit more of a variety on my channel. I do Project Life, I do Traveler's Notebooks now. I do 12 by 12. I do mini albums. I rarely do cards that I share with you because I never feel like my cards are good enough. So you probably won't see a lot of like greeting cards on my channel, but I do those. And then I also do, oh, there was something else. What else was I going to say? I'm drawing a complete blank. I also do like other random inserts and other projects and things like that. So, oh, planning. That's the other thing. And I do kind of decorate my planner periodically. I'm not very consistent with that, so I kind of stopped sharing that. But that might be something that I bring back, once a month or so, just to have something different on my channel to share, because you just never know. Everybody, I feel anyways, in the crafting community, everybody is involved in a little bit of a lot of different things. And so you never know exactly what might appeal to one person or another. And since I like to do most of it, I might as well share as much as possible. Especially since I think I have decided to do the video a day. I just don't know what month. It may be February. I'm not sure. We tend to have a lot of snow in January and February, so I do a lot of things inside on those months. So maybe that would be a great time to do like a video a day kind of thing with different kinds of layouts and projects and things like that. So I will keep you posted. I'll let you know exactly what's going on with that when I decide. But let me tell you what is going on in this particular layout. So I have this wonderful photo that I absolutely love of Ernest and I, and this was at a wedding that we attended. It was, we don't tend to have a lot of events with just Ernest and I. We try to go on dates and things like that, and it actually ends up happening more often now, like lunch dates, now that Calen's in school, and since I'm working from home and Ernest is in school as well. We just tend to have more time alone together during the day when Calen's at school, so we do a lot of lunch dates. But we don't do a lot of evening dates, just the two of us, just because we just have him, and we're a really close family, so we just tend to do so much, the three of us. Well, this particular event that this photo is from is a wedding that we attended, and it was a formal wedding, and we didn't take Calen with us. My mom actually came into town and stayed with him. So, and it actually was my birthday as well. So not only was it my birthday, but we were at this wedding, which we actually had a ton of fun at. It was really fun. And so this is a picture I was trying to take of us, but Ernest wouldn't stop talking. It was his buddy, and it was just, we just had a ball. Like, it was so much fun. So I love this photo. So I just went ahead and snapped it anyways, because he wouldn't stop talking. He kept looking at me and talking instead of looking at the camera. So I printed a 5x7 of this photo and just decided to go ahead and scrapbook it. I think I'm going to print a larger photo of this, maybe in black and white, and frame it and put it up in our house. We don't have a lot of photos up in our house. We have a lot of art and things like that. We used to have a gallery wall of photos in our townhouse that we were in, but we took it down, and I actually have recently just gone through all of the picture frames and kind of gotten rid of ones that don't really match the rest and taken all the photos out of the ones that were in the ones that were on our walls at the old house. So I might actually kind of create another gallery wall. We kind of have a half wall or an angled wall in our living room that might be perfect for that, because you could kind of stagger the picture frames. So anyways, I'm thinking about framing this photo just because I like it. So I have a stash kit that I've been working with, and I looked at it when I pulled out this photo to scrapbook, and there's only 2 papers in that scrap kit, a stash kit that I had created, and neither one of them really worked for this particular photo. So I went through my Elle Studio stash. That's one of the only companies that I keep separated from the rest of my stash. I just love Elle Studio, and I feel like it has a particular style that when I scrapbook with it, I like to use a lot of Elle Studio products. I will incorporate other things, as you can see in this particular layout, but I like to keep all of the Elle Studio products together just because they have a certain specific feel that I like. So I went through that stash and pulled out this background paper. And this background paper is actually from the Sunny Days collection, which I don't believe is available anymore. If it is, I will have a link to it in the description box below. I always have links to all the products I used if they're still available. Because I pull from my stash quite frequently, sometimes the papers and products that I use are not available any longer. But that's just a good show there to you that I am using my stash regardless of how old or how new it is. So that's a Sunny Days paper. And then I did go ahead and pull out a large doily. And then this vellum sheet that you keep seeing me cut from is actually, again, from Elle's studio. Let's see if I can tell you what it is from. It is from the Happy Moments collection. It was a 12 by 12 vellum sheet, and I just keep cutting out the elements from it. You could definitely use it as a background paper or maybe layer it over something. It would be a really pretty effect in the background, but it has a lot of like love and memories and happiness and things like that written all over it. But I just keep cutting out the different elements and using them as titles or as embellishments. So I have this one that says Always and Forever that is going to get layered up here in this little cluster at the top that I've created. And that banner, that black and white banner, is from the Petals and Blooms Paper Studio Floral Planner Sticker Pack, which is available still. I looked it up the other day. So I will link that in the description box below. And then the little hearts that you see, those were cut out of that vellum piece as well. And then I have the section, excuse me, right under the photo, I have another bit of vellum that says Love, Love. And I'm going to end up using some alpha stickers here in a moment to add a third love. So the title is going to be Love, Love, Love. I just really like the way that it looked all together. So this layout actually ends up being kind of simple, but there's a lot of little bits and pieces on it. I've got the vellum, I've got the doily, I've got stamping. I stamped happiness at the top and I stamped favorite under the photo. There's just a little bit of stamping here and there. So far, I've pretty much kept all the embellishments to black and white with the exception of the background paper. And the same is going to go for this little journaling spot. So a little while ago, I had taken some time and stamped out a bunch of different types of journaling spots on a bunch of different scraps and things that I had around so that I would have journaling pieces available. I love to use these little tiny little lines to do my journaling on. And so I just stamped out, I don't know, probably 200 of those in different sizes on different backgrounds and just different stamps that I had to create a bunch of those so that when I need them, I can pull from them. And that's exactly what I'm doing right here. I just like having that stuff readily available. I don't tend to like to have to stop and sort through things to find something. Like I don't want to have to stop and go through all of my stamps because I probably have about 200 or 300 sets of stamps if you think about it. So I don't want to have to stop my process and go through all of my stamps just to find one that has journaling lines on it. So having all of these journaling spots already stamped out is perfect. And I just keep it in a little basket. I'm thinking about reworking my Raskog. That basket's on my Raskog, but I'm realizing that my Raskog is just not used as frequently as I would want it to be. The things that I have on it now, I use all the time. However, they're kind of stationary items, so they could just be on a shelf versus on that portable cart, because I think it kind of defeats the purpose of having the Raskog cart where it has wheels on it that you can move it around if I'm just keeping stationary items on there. So I'm kind of thinking about making it my project cart to where that in that cart is everything that I'm currently working with, whether it's photos or a stash kit or, I don't know, a sewing project, whatever. Having all of my like in process things on there so that I can move it around with me to the different parts of my craft room and work on it. I think that's probably a better use of it. And then that also gets all my in process projects off the floor and off my desk so that when I want to work on my desk, I don't have to move everything. It's already on that cart. So that's a side note and a thought, but I'm really considering doing that. If I do that, I'll share and I'll let you guys know. I just think that might be a better use of that portable cart. Again, why do I have stuff on it if like stationary stuff, if those could just be on a shelf? So anyways, just a thought. Who knows? Might change my mind. Now that I'm working from home, I get so much more done and like my process is a lot more fluid because I have more time to sit down and do things versus like only having 30 minutes here or an hour here or 20 minutes here. It's all like, oh, I have 2 hours all together. What? I could do more than like just think about something. I could think about something and work through it and, make it happen before I move on to something else. It's absolutely amazing. So anyways, this layout. So I have pulled out some washi tape stickers from LA Studio. That's that teal washi tape that I just kind of cut into a couple pieces and put in a few places. Also pulled out these glittery silver hearts, and this is from not an LA Studio, excuse me. That is from a Heidi Swap alpha sticker sheet, and that's also the alphas that I'm going to use to spell out love the third time right above my title. So my title is going to be love, love, love. Now the journaling just says we don't get fancy often, but when we do, we look good. I love this man so very much. And I just really like this picture. I think it kind of captures our personalities and just our relationship. We have been together 15 years, 15 and a half years. I think it's 15 and a half years. Yeah, I think they're 15. I guess it's almost 15 years. Right at 15 years, rather. So, I mean, we have so much fun together, and this is truly my best friend and the person I love. So I like to grab pictures like this because we don't have them very often. Usually we're running in 20 different directions and have Calen with us, of course. So it's usually more, the photos are more about Calen and the different events that we're doing instead of just us together. So that's why this photo is so particularly special to me. I've got these enamel shapes. I'm pulling out the white hearts, kind of scattering them in a couple of different places. I'm going to end up only with 3, though I probably tried it in about 15 different places. And then I'm going to pull out this Fancy Pants die cut pack. And this is actually the Life is Beautiful ephemera pack. And I'm going to look through here and see if there's something else I can add. Whenever I use my tiny attacher, I always put tape on the back of it just so it doesn't puncture whatever's on the opposite side of this layout in my album. I've never had it happen, but I would rather make sure it doesn't happen versus try to fix it if it did happen. And I don't always use my tiny attacher. Sometimes I use a regular stapler, which tends to stick out further on the back, and I just don't want to damage the wonderful layouts when, you spend so much time and effort on them and then you love them and then something happens and they get damaged. So I just don't want to do that. So I'm taking preventative measures here and just putting a little bit of washi tape over the backs of the staples that I use. So I just felt like this layout needed something. I have a lot of open space, but I kind of wanted to keep it that way in a sense because, again, the whole point of this is kind of to be like elegant and a little bit more pretty versus entertaining, I suppose you can say. I wasn't looking for like super bright and colorful. I was looking for just really pretty and kind of dainty. Well, this Life is Beautiful pack had these really pretty flowers, and I actually really enjoy the large florals. I just don't always use them because I have a lot of like masculine layouts and more like sporting events and things like that, and generally large florals don't work well on like basketball photos. So I try to use them when I can, and there were 3 in this die cut pack or this ephemera pack, and so I thought they were pretty. They're pink and kind of a yellow, kind of a mustardy yellow, and there is that leaf on that one, but it's going to get covered up because I didn't want to bring in the green. And as you can see, I have a little friend here helping. This is one of Calen's little buddies, and I think he was like playing video games or watching a movie or something, and she got bored, so she came up to see what I was doing, and she was telling me where the flowers should go. She was giving me her opinion. And then, of course, she was going through all of the die cuts. And I have a feeling she's 7. She's Calen's little buddy. Well, we say they're going to get married one day. Who knows? But it would be kind of funny because they really do love each other. And they get mad at each other, but then they absolutely love each other. You guys will start seeing photos of her. We've been friends about a year because they moved into the neighborhood the same time we did. And we've become very quick best friends. It's almost like family. So, you'll start seeing photos of her when I scrap more recent photos. But I have a feeling, give her about a year, she'll probably be scrapbooking with me because every time I'm up here and she's over probably about 5 out of the 7 days a week. She always comes to check to see what I'm doing and kind of look through my papers. She likes to organize things, so she helped me organize on my threads and my glitters and things like that. So she's my little buddy, and she'll probably be crafting with me very soon. Well, that finishes this layout. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever, and I'll be back with another one shortly. All right, guys. Bye.